Hi, so let's talk about while loops, and we're going to solve these two tasks to explain that. So the first one says create a while loop that will execute 5 times and append the numbers 0 through 4 to the array our array. So first of all, we have to create the array. That's our array. So I'll say let our array. So I'll take that and I'm going to initiate it with an empty value. So now we have our array has been created. Then we also have to create the initial value, because it says a while loop that will execute 5 times and append the number 0 to 4. So once we've done that, then we'll now create the while loop. So we'll say while, and what while does is that it's going to take the value of I and it's going to create a condition for that. So it's going to say while I, and this in this case now we want numbers from 0 to 4. So we'll say while I is less than 5, because our last value we need to put in there is 4. So I represents the first value that will go in there, which is 0 in this case. So once I've done that, then what we need to do now is to push in the values into the array. So say array dot push, that's the method to push in the values, and I'm going to put I so that it pushes in the value in there. Then we won't forget to increment the value of I, because we want 1 to be added to the initial value of I. So once we've done that, then we're going to now log out what our array should be. So I'm going to take that in here so that we can see the final setup. And now what we can see here is we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 with a length of 5. So we have all these that have been pushed into our array. So that's solved. So the next one, which is 2, it says add the number 5 through 0 inclusive, that means 0 has to be part of it, in descending order. That's another keynote, descending order to my array using a while loop. So as usual, we'll first of all create the array. So we're going to call it my array in this case, and we'll leave it empty, just an empty array. And then we have to set the initial value, that will be I, and in this case we want it descending, so we probably going to take 5 as the value since we want to push it in. So the first value that will be pushed in should be 5. And once we've done that, then we can now create the while loop that way. And in here we're going to specify that I has to be in this case greater or equals to 0. The reason is because we want it to end at 0. That means as it's incrementing in descending order, and once it gets to 0 it will stop there, because afterwards if it gets to -1, -1 would not fulfill this condition, and so it will be dropped. So once we've done that, then we need to now add those values into the array using the push function. So we'll push it in there, and the value is I, definitely. And remember that this time we are going to decrement, so we'll just have it that way. So we're decrementing I from 5. So let's output this, and I'm going to take my array in here, and once I save that, now we can see 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and that's it. So that's basically all about while loops, how to write while loops, and you can see also what they are used for.